What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Glorious. Directed by Rebekah McKendry and starring people like J.K. Simmons, Ryan Kwanten, and Sylvia Grace Crim, Glorious is a brand new film that's going to be premiering on Shudder later this week on August 18th. I got to check it out just a little bit early, and I just want to praise the writing team here. You got Joshua Hull, David Ian McKendry, as well as Todd Rigney, and I thought they just created a really unique film here, and the composer really added to the film, and that was Jake Hull. Let's get into this review. Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here to the channel, my name is Anthony A. Perez, and I talk about all things movies, TV, all that fun stuff here on the channel. And today, like I said, I'm talking about a new Shudder film that's going to be premiering later this week, and it's called Glorious. And it's a movie that I was really interested in when I saw the poster, but I didn't check out the trailer, so I went in very blind, had no idea what this movie was all about, and I actually haven't even seen the trailer since reviewing this, so I honestly don't know how much of this movie is out in terms of the marketing, but I want to kind of steer clear of a lot of spoilers because I think this is a movie that going in blind really helped the experience. And if you do have the horror streaming service Shudder, I highly recommend checking out this film when it drops. I really highly enjoyed this film, and I could probably say this is maybe one of my favorite films of the year. I'm not sure just yet, gonna have to reassess my top 10 maybe after this movie, but I really enjoyed this film. Something about it was just so unique, so different, so out there, so bonkers. And you know, I've talked about it here on the channel on many occasions. My favorite kind of horror films are comedy horror films or horror comedies. You know, my favorite character in horror overall is Chucky, and a lot of those movies are not great, but I love the character. I love the silliness of the movies. I have him tattooed on my leg, and so movies like this are right up my alley. Something that's just going for crazy, bizarre, bonkers elements and uses horror imagery, blood and guts and different things like that, but doesn't necessarily go for scares per se. And there was a lot about this film that I just really enjoyed on a creative level. The base premise, without getting too deep into spoilers, is you open the movie with this person played by Ryan Kwanten, who is this heartbroken man, and you know, he stops at a rest stop, seems like he's living in his car, has all the things from his past relationship there in the car, and yeah, you know, he's just heartbroken. He decides to drink and ends up staying there at that rest stop, and when he's using the restroom the next morning to throw up, he ends up hearing a voice coming from the next stall next to him, and then he is not able to leave this restroom and starts to learn that the person that's in that next stall is maybe not exactly what he expected or something he ever knew would exist. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to get into spoilers beyond that, but man, I really thoroughly enjoyed this film. Again, the trailers may have shown more, and if it has, cool. But if you haven't seen the trailers and you're just going based on my recommendation, yeah, this was a cool movie. I think there's a lot about this movie that you're gonna enjoy. This movie just knew what it was. They went for it. They created something that has a very unique energy here. The lighting, the cinematography, like I said, the music, the composer was really strong here. And overall, I was just really engaged from beginning to end. I never found myself bored. The runtime didn't really overstay its welcome, in my opinion. And yeah, you know, you guys have seen the channel. I talk about plenty of movies here, and I talk about a lot of horror, and there's plenty that, you know, I can just say, yeah, you know, as much as I may have enjoyed it because of a nostalgic watch or just, you know, something new to see, it's not always something that's going to be super memorable. Whereas I feel like this is definitely a movie that I think in the horror world right now is definitely something unique, different, weird, and bonkers. This is not a movie you're going to go into for scares per se, but this is a movie that you can go into and expect horror imagery and horror elements. You can understand how and why it's on Shudder, but it's not a movie that you're going into necessarily for the scares. You're going into more for this really unique and different and interesting story and adventure that plays out here. So yeah, that's really all I want to say on this movie. I found it to be a really good time. I did not really find myself bored ever really while watching it. I don't have very many negatives. Honestly, good for Ryan Kwanten, because I've really enjoyed his performances over the years, and it's nice to have something like this on your filmography, like this movie where you're the central star. There's not a lot of other characters in the film, and majority of the script is just him, and he really sells it. He really does a great job of playing this character, and the way that the story unfolds and the revelations we learn about his character and what's going on here and the person that's in the stall over the course of the film, I found that the way way it was paced out was just so interestingly done, and I never found myself bored. I really enjoyed this film, honestly. So this is a high, big recommendation for me of the year for sure. If you have the horror streaming service Shudder, I highly recommend checking out this movie 110%. So yeah, guys, a big thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button. I would really appreciate that, and comment your thoughts down below on this movie. If this is a movie that you didn't enjoy, I'd love to hear the opposing side of maybe what didn't work for you when it came to this film. So definitely leave your opposing thoughts down below if you have them. And yeah, guys, please do hit that subscribe button as well if you guys enjoy the content here. There's plenty more reviews coming out for new films, early films like this. And overall, yeah, this was a good time. I'm really looking forward to hearing what people have to say when this hits Shudder. It's nice to see something just so different. Congrats to Rebekah McKendry for directing such a unique and different film here. So again, a big thanks to you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.